gonna go over daily bias today for ES and NQ. So we'll start out with ES. Starting on the hourly time frame, we do have London session highs located right here that we are nearing. We are very close to nearing. Looks like a pretty good setup forming. We do have this bearish order block as well that we have already tapped into and seem to be getting a half decent reaction out of it. So I would like to see price move up, push up, sweep out this liquidity, and move down. That is like the only only like near draw of liquidity. I mean, obviously we do have these session highs up here, but I don't think we're obviously not really going to move that close to it. I think we're going to be pretty bearish too. Obviously, we did have a kind of a retracement on all of London, or for most of London session, we're retracing back up. But my bias is definitely going to be bearish just based off of this very large overextension that we had yesterday in New York, or yesterday in New York session. I thought we were going to be pretty bearish for all of yesterday, and we ended up being pretty bullish. So we do have quite a bit. We do have this fair value gap that did not get tapped into. So we have this hourly imbalance that just did not even get marked right. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have this fair value gap that hasn't been tapped into yet. We also have this fair value gap, this much larger imbalance right here that has slightly been tapped into, but more or less hasn't. So we have a couple fair value gaps that are definitely going to be some pretty strong draws of liquidity, along with London session lows and this bullish order block right here that we left. So we are very close to London session highs. This showing a potential seek and destroy day just means we're looking for a liquidity sweep and a move down. I don't really take it too seriously, but it's pretty easy to spot. You don't really need the indicator for it. I really just use this for highlighting the sessions really. And then moving into NQ is going to be more or less the same story. Usually, almost every time, this is like kind of the same story. So here we see more or less the same thing, except NQ isn't quite near London session highs, but with NQ we have London session and Asia session highs basically forming equal highs. So this looks really, really nice. Actually, it looks a little bit better than ES, but I've been sticking with ES lately. So both of them look for pretty good potential short positions, really. So that's what I'm definitely going to be looking for is shorts. And obviously, if we go the opposite direction, then I would be fine looking for a long. But I'm more or less looking for these highs to get taken out, and then we see a big move down. In regards to news today, we had unemployment, 8:30. Didn't really do much. If we look at what it ended up doing, this is it. The candle. So nothing crazy. No CPI or PPI news candle that just sweeps all the liquidity and makes it really, really hard to trade. But again, ES is looking like a more favorable setup. Obviously, we already are within this bearish order block. I would love to see a liquidity sweep, maybe even a retracement back down into it. We move back up and then completely fall down. So I would like to see that. That'd be more or less my bias for the day is definitely going to be bearish on both, honestly. Even though NQ is more or less like in between, like completely in between the two. In regards to the positioning, because we can even put the fib retracement here of this high. Yeah, it's like right in between. So we'll see how this ends up going. But definitely bearish just because we are so close to these highs, and especially with ES or NQ being so having a really nice bearish setup, just with London session highs and Asia session highs being where they're at. I know with ES we did sweep London session, or we did sweep Asia session highs within London session, so that's not really much of validation there. Obviously, we see within London session we completely swept out Asia session highs and dumped off, which is what you probably are going to see. So we're getting a little bit more push into this bearish order block. So definitely going to be looking for shorts. Hopefully this doesn't happen too early because I like to wait for the macro, but we'll see how it ends up happening. But that's pretty much it for daily buys. Definitely going to be bearish. Hopefully this price action cools down a little bit and doesn't take out this high too soon within the market. So that's pretty much it for daily buys today.